As was mentioned this morning, over 37,000 people have been killed in eastern Turkey since the early 1980s, and as recently as October 2007, 30 more were killed. I had a wonderful opportunity to do research in southeastern Turkey, and in case you can't tell, I am having a wonderful time among children in a school helped by the Gulen Movement, and they are showing me that we are 18 miles from Syria and about 100 miles from Iraq. I would like to focus on a narrative, seeds of peace that have been sown by a sister family in Diyarbakir. You see Ariz on the right. She is one of about 1,000 people involved in sister families. Kimsi Yokmu, a solidarity and aid organization started by members of the Gulen Movement, has been doing pairing. A family that has means or opportunities gets to personally know a family that is disadvantaged. This woman, Raifi, is a Kurdish woman from the mountains. Her husband stepped on a landmine and was killed. He is among those 37,000 people killed in eastern Turkey. She brought her 4 small children to Diyarbakir for better opportunities, but they live in a slum area and are seriously disadvantaged. When Kimsi Yokmu set up this sister family arrangement, the Beyliks were very eager for their sons, their 8 and their 10-year-old sons, to know that some children like this don't have a nice home, don't have toys, don't have clean surroundings. These are the 2 little boys, and Mohammed, the younger, had a wonderful song. I can give half my apple, I can give half my toys, I can reach out to help others. In the 1980s, Gulen began to say, friends, go to the southeastern area, go to where people are economically deprived, educationally deprived. Let us bring opportunities in education, let us bring financial opportunities. It is not going to help to send more guns, more military. You have to win hearts. And so this is a school that some of you may have visited in Şanlıurfa, where thousands of students have had opportunities. I'd like to talk a little bit more about the Kurdish refugees from villages. This is a tutoring center for boys in Bismil, and Bismil is mostly refugees from Kurdish villages, and it is very easy for these young men to say, why not go with the PKK? Why not go to the mountains? Why not stir up more discord? But these opportunities to go to high school, opportunities to go to college are changing the atmosphere. I really feel that Gulen's followers, in their spirituality, in their study, in their practice of prayer, have the strength to be in these challenging situations. And I would like to end with this Kimsi Yokmu poster. I am a dancer myself. This dancer is receiving love, receiving blessings from God, and with the other hand, sharing love, sharing blessings. It's a blessing to be with you today.
Good afternoon again. I'm Michael Fontenot. I'm a professor of history at Southern University, and the session today, I'm the chair of it. The session today is the Gulen Movement as a bridge between faith groups. And what we have today are three very interesting papers that focus on interfaith dialogue from various perspectives. Our first speaker is Dr. Larry Ulrich. He identifies himself as an interfaith environmentalist.
The interfaith imperative that I am speaking of has to do with the mandate that came to Adam to care for creation. In different faith groups, it's said different ways. Restore, repair, regenerate is the term that I'm beginning to feel, because it's a matter of healing creation. It isn't just a matter of trying to stop what we're doing now. Instead of the usual historical, philosophical approach, I really tried to penetrate into the religious, mystical part of Fethullah Gülen, and to also touch on the ethical, practical part, because both of those are the main themes I discover that blossom out of love as he is interpreting it, and not just a repetition of our saturated word love in our society, or what is intended to be a way of actually differentiating, that is to say, accenting the differences that are between believers. The interfaith movement is an evolution in our country out of the ecumenical movement, which was primarily Protestant Christians, and then finally it expanded to Catholic and Protestant Christians and Orthodox Christians. And then there's a realization that all of the social justice issues that are around us are, in fact, our social justice calling in each of our faith traditions. The internal impulse of our faith communities leads us to submit and serve the Holy One as each one of us individually becomes a steward or servant. The Quran calls a Khalifa steward, trustee, successor, regent, guardian of life. In An Inconvenient Truth, there's so many things that you have probably heard about environmentalism, but I like what Al Gore was saying prior to that, back when he was still a senator, and I quote, "Where is the moral alertness that ought to make us more sensitive to the pattern of environmental change? We're still reluctant to believe that our worst nightmares of global ecological collapse could come true. Much depends on how quickly we can recognize that danger." We carry preconscious and conscious feelings of whatever we do, and I want to say, if we don't embrace the sense of despair that we have, we will not be able to respond in faith. Governments are not going to be able to make the interventions that are necessary, and certainly will not do it in time. Global corporations bigger than some governments will resist change. It is the faith of the world religions, the people who are in the world religions, that have the possibility of an impact. In all the world religions, there is taught the creation by a holy one. And in all world religions, there is the obligation that humanity are to take care of all of that creation.